Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, in honor of the 4th of July, I'll be reviewing the 1991 film American Kickboxer 1, starring John Barrett, Keith Vitale, Terry Norton, and Brad Morris. An overview of the movie? Kickboxing champion B.J. Quinn is sent to prison and banned from taking part in any championship competitions for accidentally killing a man outside of the ring. Now that he's out of prison, his arch-rival and new world champion, Jaques Denard, is hell-bent on proving that he is better than Quinn. As a result, Denard challenges Quinn to an exhibition match with $100,000 going to the winner. The pros of this movie? First of all, the main hero, B.J. Quinn, was a prick. He was a jerk. You didn't like him. He was an asshole. He was not a nice person. The only thing is, he was less of a prick than Jaques Denard. So you disliked Jaques Denard more, and you liked B.J. Quinn by default, because he is the hero of the movie, even if he is a bit of a jerk. And I like that, because that's not something you see all the time in movies. Usually the primary hero, the main protagonist, is this white knight in shining armor, who's the idealistic person and the perfect hero. No, this guy's a jerk. He's jealous, he gets drunk a lot, and he's not a nice person. He's not somebody you'd want to be around. It's totally understandable why a lot of people don't like him as a person. And I get it. The fight scenes in this movie were fantastic. Take into consideration, this is a sports-type movie. So they went with realistic fight scenes that you would actually see in the realm of kickboxing competitions. They didn't go for these outlandish fight scenes where people are getting kicked and flying all over the place and hitting things and just doing outlandish things. No, they went for realistic kickboxing fights in this movie, and they accomplished that beautifully. I loved it. Also, Jaques Denard, who was played by Brad Morris, he stole the show. Brad Morris stole the show in his representation of Jaques Denard. He was the kind of character that you absolutely hated, and you loved to hate that guy. He was a prick in every sense of the word. You couldn't stand him. He was a jerk. He was a loudmouth. He was obnoxious. And you could tell that Brad Morris had a lot of fun with that role, playing this character and just letting loose and having fun with it. You could tell. And he really stole this movie. The cons of this movie? Well, first of all, the acting in this movie was pretty stiff, especially from a lot of the leads, which is understandable considering how these people were martial artists who were then taught how to act, not the other way around. So they got mediocre acting, but they got great fight scenes. But they traded those great fight scenes, limited acting range with mediocre acting. And I understand it. You can't have both. Also, in some of the fight scenes, with the way the camera angles captured them, there were some hits that just clearly didn't connect. Like, you could tell that the punch was like that far away from the guy's head, but he still reacted like he was getting hit. Little things like that really took me out of the movie at times during those fight scenes. If they would have just shot it from a different angle, it would have been fine. Also, the thing that bothered me the most about this movie was one key part of the plot was Denard challenging Quinn to a $100,000 bout, and then the promoters promoting it and selling out tickets and getting this arena with sold out seats. But Quinn never verified. He never accepted the challenge. No promoter would do that. You would not sell out an arena. You would not book a fight if you did not know that both people were agreeing to the fight. It just wouldn't happen that way. That's horrible business sense. And that really bugged me. That took me out of the story. That I just couldn't suspend my disbelief long enough to really believe that part of the movie. I just couldn't do it. I'm sorry, but that wouldn't happen. The best action scene of the movie? That would have to be the final showdown between BJ Quinn and Jaques Denard coming together at the end of the movie. It was the moment when all the tension, all the hardship, all the struggle, everything, all the aggression, everything that was built up the entire movie came to a head and finally took place. All the grudges, all the hatred that they had for each other came together in this one fight scene, and it wasn't outlandish, it wasn't unrealistic, but it just looked amazing. You could tell these people didn't like each other. They weren't just out to win a fight, they were out to hurt each other. And that was obvious between how they fought, the intensity with which they fought, and the soundtrack really helped add to it. It was just fantastic. My overall thoughts on this movie? This movie knows exactly what it is, a low-budget martial arts flick, and it doesn't try to be anything else. I give it 1 thumb up. Yes, it has its flaws, but the real reason anybody's going to watch this movie is for the kickboxing. I think including the number 1 in the title was a mistake. Like, I have the video here with me. I can show you. It is American Kickboxer 1. That is, the number is actually part of the title. I think that was a silly mistake. And it's also interesting to know that American Kickboxer 2 is not actually a sequel to this movie. But really, the silly title just means that this is a decent martial arts flick with a silly title. This isn't your typical action movie. This is more like a sports movie about kickboxing. So if you enjoy sports movies and you enjoy martial arts, I think there's a good chance you will enjoy American Kickboxer 1. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you and happy 4th of July.